House Watchers, how are y'all doing? This is your November 2020 tarot reading. If you're new here, I'm Sarah. This is Cancer Capricorn Guidance, and I'm here to bring you love, light, and guidance through tarot, astrology, and spirituality. In my description box, you can find my email. Please feel free to reach out to me if you'd like to schedule a personal reading. You can also find my Instagram. Feel free to give me a follow. You can also find a few different links to a couple different Spotify playlists I've made. I really love making playlists and sharing them with people, so feel free to check those out. You can also find my PayPal link if you'd like to donate to this channel to keep it running. It would mean the absolute world to me, so thank you so much if you choose to do that. So Leo, how are y'all doing? How have y'all been? Leo. Leo. Leo, I'm not picking up on anything for you. Are you good? Are you keeping me out? You don't want to talk? Leo, I'm not getting anything. Let's get into your reading, I guess, right away. Might as well. Interesting, Leo. Let's get into your reading, see if there's any messages here for you. Any messages for Leo? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, Mars, whatever placements you may have in your chart, whatever energy you've been vibing with. Messages for Leo for the month of November 2020. Messages for Leo. Messages of love, truth, healing, light, forgiveness, clarity, power, commitment, confidence. Leo's maybe stepping back into your confidence and your power. Whoa. That was too many. Messages for Leo. Any other messages for Leo? Wow. Leo, okay. All right. We have the Knight of Pentacles as the overall energy. And then we have the Five of Swords reversed, the Five of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Empress, the Strength reversed, and the Ten of Cups. Leo. With the overall energy being the Knight of Pentacles, I think you're ready to start out on something new. You're ready to start out on a new journey. You're ready to build something new, either with someone, or maybe you want to maybe you're starting a new job soon, or you're looking for a new job. You're looking for new ways to bring in income for yourself. I think you're on a path right now where you're building really slowly and steadily. This card has a lot to do with really pragmatic, slow, conservative movement. You're doing things day by day, taking it step by step, trying to build something up. Maybe you're in a new relationship and that's how you're kind of going about this relationship, or that's how you want to start to go about your new relationships or a new connection that you're exploring. Maybe this is how you want to start approaching approaching your business that you're growing. You want to start approaching work this way, where you really are starting to put it into perspective, like, things happen day by day, and I have to take it slow, and I have to be patient, and I have to just move at my own pace and just go as slow as I need to, move at my own progress. Things happen the way that they're supposed to. It's like you're on a path, and I think you're moving slow and trusting how slow it's moving. You're being patient and you're trusting the progress of this. And you're just excited and patient because you know that you're working towards the right thing. You know that this path that you're on is the right one for you. You know that you're working towards a goal that you have. And you're excited for not just the end goal, but you're excited for the journey and the process of it, the slow movement, the day by day of it, and you really want to enjoy that. But you know that you're working towards something that is ultimately really valuable to you, and that you want to put in the investment, you want to put in the work and the time to really make this work, and you know that it will You know that it will because you were putting in that work, because you were moving slowly and being patient about it. With this Five of Wands reverse and this Five of Pentacles, ooh, Leo, I think that there's a part of you that is giving up the fight to... There's a part of you that's like, I give up with this whole, I'm lonely. I'm done feeling this lack mindset. I'm done trying to fight to not be in a place of financial struggle. I think this is you somewhat embracing the position that you're in materially right now. I think this is you were fighting for a long time. Fire signs like can be stubborn. They can fight and fight and fight for a certain outcome to happen. But I think this is you in a place where you're ready to let go of that constant struggle to not be in a place of lack. You know that you're in a place maybe of a little bit of financial insecurity right now, but you're done trying to fight so hard to get out of it. You're gonna try to like make it work where you are. You're gonna try to make it work where you are. You're gonna construct a plan that's gonna get you out of this. You're gonna construct a plan that is a day-by-day, step-by-step, methodical plan to move you forward and move you out of this. And I think it also has to do with you starting to make better decisions, starting to be more discerning, starting to take more of your power back, more of your autonomy back. There's that, taking your power back. I think this is a combination of you being really accepting of where you are, but also taking a lot more accountability and autonomy for where you are. If this has to do with a relationship, there could be a new relationship that you're exploring and you're ready to go slow. You're ready to move slowly to really build something and grow something with someone. And I think this is you letting go of this internal conflict. There may have been some internal conflict here in terms of you thinking that you're lonely and lacking and you're feeling abandoned or left out in the cold, or your fear of that. I think you're finally starting to let go of that. You're starting to let go of that fear that you will be abandoned. You're starting to let go of that mentality of like, I'm so lonely, so I need to find someone right now. Because the more that you think I don't have what I need, the more that you're going to be met with those things of you're not having what you need. The more negativity you think, the more negativity you're going to attract. You know what I mean? So I think you're starting to let go of this internal battle within yourself about, I don't have what I need, I'm lonely, I'm lacking. And you're starting to take more accountability of, I'm letting go a little bit. I'm going to start to trust the process a little bit. I'm going to start to move slowly. I'm going to start to be more patient. I'm going to start to move more methodically and deliberately and make smarter decisions. Because I think this is you giving up this fight to not be in this place and starting to give up the fight to not be in this place and instead get to a place where you're accepting where you are and you're saying, okay, now how do I get out of this? How do I grow from this? How do I construct a plan that will actually get me out of this? Not just fighting, trying to like not be here. I think you're coming to a place where you're accepting that you're not in the best spot right now, but you're going to do what it takes to get out of it, and you're going to be patient. You know what I mean? So there's a balance here of acceptance, but also accountability, and starting to take more decisive and deliberate and intentional action to move out of this period of maybe financial hardship of some sort. Or even if you're in a place of loneliness, you're feeling like, if you're exploring a new connection, you're willing to move slow. You're willing to move slowly and methodically and at a good pace that is going to actually build something and grow something with this person. And you're letting go of this fight where you maybe in the past have felt the need to rush right into connections because you have this ultimate fear, this underlying fear of being abandoned or being left alone or remaining lonely. But you're starting to let go of that and you're starting to move slower so that you can actually build something with this person, so that your decisions are not being ruled by this fear of loneliness or this fear of being, left by this person, but instead you're letting go of this battle to always keep this from happening. And instead you are letting go of that control and starting to let things happen and unfold the way they're supposed to. And you're like, okay, let's move slow. If you want to move slow, I'll move slow. We can do that because let's see where this goes. And I'm willing to make this work. And I'm willing to see this through because I know that I am not ultimately lonely. And I know that the more I tell myself I'm not going to be left, I'm not going to be abandoned, because the more I tell myself that, the more likely that is to happen. I'm going to attract that energy. That fear is going to attract people that are low vibrational like that. And I'm going to attract people who will disappoint me and leave me. But I think you're starting to let go of that mindset. because that's how you know that has ruined things for you in the past. So you're starting to move slowly, more deliberately, more methodically, so that this can actually turn into something and it's not gonna fall apart before it even begins. Because with this King of Swords, it's like I'm starting to make decisions for myself based on, I want to feel in control, but in a place of like, I'm the leader of my own life. I want to have power and control over my own life. I want autonomy, so I'm going to make intentional decisions that are going to put me on the path to growth. I'm going to make intentional decisions that reflect my own self-worth, that reflect my own value I hold for myself. I'm going to make decisions based off of what I want for my future, how I want to grow, how I want to flourish into the best version of myself, how I want to grow and meet my Empress maybe. Maybe you're looking for, that kind of Empress energy in a partner. But I think you're starting to make decisions based on you're looking to the future. You're looking to grow. You're looking to flourish. You want your decision making to be a reflection of how much you value yourself, not much how you don't want to make decisions based on how fearful you are of being abandoned or left or being in a place of financial hardship. You want your decisions to be a reflection of how you want maybe this business to grow. You want your decision making to be a reflection of how much you value this mission or this company of what you're trying to build. You want your decisions to be a reflection of how valuable you are as an employee at, the kind of job you want to be working at. Maybe you're stepping back into a place of power at your workplace where you taking yourself more seriously is going to start to get people's attention in their taking you more seriously. You are showing your worth. You are showing your worth as a leader, and other people are going to pick up on that and put you in more positions of being able to make more decisions of power and put you in more leadership positions. You're showing people that you are worthy and you are capable of being a really strong leader. And people, the more you believe in that within yourself, the more it's going to exude outward and the more people are going to see that. I think this is you really stepping back into your power and reminding yourself of your worth and your value and your ability to lead and make really smart decisions and be a strong, deliberate leader. Yeah, but if this is about love, it's you making decisions based on how much you love yourself and how worthy you are of this connection. Or maybe you feel like you're the King of Swords and you're looking for your Empress, or you found your Empress. They're both people that really want to grow. Yeah, and with this Strength reverse, I think this is you. This also has something to do with you getting control over your feelings. Maybe in the past you felt really out of control by your own emotions. Leos can be very expressive and have a lot of strong emotions. The Strength card is the Leo card. With this in reverse, I feel like maybe in the past you felt very out of control, especially maybe at the beginning of relationships where you wanted to lock it down. You wanted to have control over it so that it turned into something. You wanted the stability right away. You may have rushed into things in the past, but you're doing things a lot differently now. You're starting to move really slowly because you know that when you make smart, intentional, careful decisions, that things are going to grow steadily and slowly and the way that they're supposed to, and that things are going to unfold the way that they're supposed to. With this Strength reverse, it's like you're looking back on the ways in which you've acted really impulsively and rashly in the past, and you didn't have control over your very strong emotions, but now you're in a place where you do have a really good hold on that, and you have a taming of that. And you want to continue to have a control over that because you're a very passionate person. Leos are so passionate, and that's beautiful energy. But I think you're just learning how to have better control over it, and not in a I need to hold back how I really feel, but just in a I trust that my feelings are valid and worthy. I trust that this person appreciates and is going to reciprocate how I feel. I trust that this is going to unfold in the way that it's supposed to. I trust that my feelings are going to grow for this person over time. I trust that what I'm feeling isn't an illusion. I trust that what I'm feeling is real and that this person also feels that way about me. It's a lot of trusting your emotions, but having a really nice tempered control over them. You're very tempered now. I think that you're coming into a place where you're feeling very tempered. You may be playing a little bit with this fear of going back into a place where you feel really out of control of your emotions, but I think that you're ultimately looking for growth. You're looking for stability. You're looking for someone who wants to build slowly and pragmatically and deliberately with you. So I think that's you saying, okay, well, if I want someone like that, then I also have to be like that. So you're making decisions to be tempered and controlled with your emotions, despite your exuberant passion that you always want to share with people. That is really important. Don't let go of that. But there's a balance. There's a balance with everything. There's a fine line of, you know, having a lot of passion but still having a really good control over that. And with the 10 of Cups, I think this is like all of your thought processes and like decision making that you know is going to lead you to this emotional fulfillment. I think this is a lot of you rethinking about how you've done things in the past and you realizing that you really want to start to do things differently now because maybe the way you've done things in the past hasn't let relationships or hasn't let new opportunities unfold in the way that they're supposed to because you've had really uncontrolled emotions, or you tried so hard to fight to like not let certain things happen, or you wanted it to turn out a certain way. It was like a really messy, like I'm trying so hard to have control, and that ultimately makes me have no control over the situation. I think this is a lot of you looking at your decision making processes at the beginning of relationships, at the beginning of new opportunities, and how you're changing it up and doing things differently and more slowly, more pragmatically, more deliberately, more decisively. You're being smarter, you're being wiser, you're looking at the long term, you're making decisions based off of how you want to grow, you're having control of everything because you know all of this is going to lead you to that emotional fulfillment that you're ultimately looking for. You know that the road to emotional fulfillment is slow. You know that the road to finding your perfect person and your home and family and all that you want, all that's going to make you happy, is a slow process. So you're trusting the process. You're doing things differently. You're trusting your gut that's telling you to pivot and do things differently. And you know that's ultimately going to lead you to that emotional fulfillment that you're ultimately looking for with this person. And I think if this is a new connection that you're exploring, it is very promising because you're changing it up, because you're doing things differently, because you're moving slowly. I think it's going to slowly build and grow into something really beautiful. It's going to bring you in that emotional fulfillment as time goes on, as things unfold. Leo, I'm going to pull 3 cards of advice for you. 3 cards of advice here for Leo regarding this spread for November 2020. 3 cards of advice for Leo. 3 cards of advice for Leo. 3 cards of advice for Leo. All right. All right, so Leo, we have the 2 of Swords reversed, the Knight of Cups, and the 4 of Pentacles. With the 2 of Swords reversed, I think this is reminding you where you may have felt in the past like you have to make decisions really suddenly. You have to decide right away if this person is for you or not. You have to decide right at the beginning if this is going to be the real thing, if this is going to be a relationship or not. I think you take a lot of things very seriously. And so you feel a lot of the time that you have to make all of these important decisions early on to settle things, to get things into order, to get things into place. But I think this is you letting go of that need to always feel like you have to make decisions. This is letting go of that. This is you letting go of that like crippling fear of, you know, having to decide all the time and having to. I think this is you letting go of this like crippling fear where like decisions are hard and scary, and instead you're coming into a place where decisions are really powerful and they put you in a place of feeling really in control and feeling really autonomous and feeling really good about yourself and the decisions you're making. I think in the past a lot of decision making has scared you and you didn't like that, but I think now you're stepping into a place where you're letting go and you're like, decision making can be really good and it doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be blinded. I think there was a part of you in the past where you feel like scared to make decisions because you didn't want to make the wrong one. You didn't want to be wrong about someone. You moved really fast and you made quick decisions because, you know, you hated sitting on the fence and being unsure. But I think this is you coming into a place where you're getting more accepting about uncertainty because you're trusting that this will unfold in the way it needs to, and you're trusting that if this doesn't work out, then that's okay too. You're exploring something new. There's some kind of new opportunity coming in, and you're moving slowly so that, you know, when you get to a point where you don't feel that this is right for you anymore, it's not going to be a big deal to change course or get off this path. I think in the past you may have rushed into things and made really quick decisions, and then it's too late, or there's a lot of regrets and there's a lot of backtracking and it's a lot of hard work to try to undo the decisions you made. But now you're in a place where you're moving a lot slower and decisions come a lot easier. You don't feel as crippled by the the choices in front of you, where you don't have to like make these big decisions. You can just take it one day at a time and move slower and be more comfortable with decision making as a process. With the Knight of Cups, I think this is telling you to open yourself up a little bit, to not only be the Knight of Pentacles and be pragmatic and slow, but to open yourself up emotionally a little bit. I think you may have been emotionally closed off for a little bit out of maybe fear that you were too much, fear that you like gave too much emotion too soon, or that you were too passionate, too loud, whatever. Leos are a lot of things. But Leos, that's one of the beautiful things about you. I think that's one of the things that attracts a lot of people to you. So I think if you open yourself up to love, if you open yourself up to the possibility for someone to offer you their cup, the possibility for someone to offer you their love, to, you know, want to build something with you, to want to offer you something emotional or romantic, then this is a good time to really open yourself up to that, to be able to accept that and accept that this person wants that with you. If they're, you know, willing to build and grow with you, if they're willing to try this with you, then they must want something with you. So be open and ready to that. Be open to receiving. And with the Four of Pentacles, I think you still may be a little bit guarded. There may be a part of you that, if this is about work, you may have moved really quickly into new jobs or new business opportunities in the past, but you want to move a bit slower now, and you want to be more in a place of conservatism, because that you know that your time, your resources are really valuable, and that you're worth a lot more than that. So you want to be a little bit protecting of your energy. This is reminding you to be decisive, to be conservative, to be deliberate about the choices you're making with your money, the choices you're making with your time and your labor. So it's just asking you to, yes, it's okay to be a little bit conservative, but also be emotionally open to a lot of opportunities. It's good to be careful about where you're putting your resources and your time, and to be picky about that. That's okay. But to not be too tight with the money, obviously not be too tight with your resources, to be willing to share, but like be open to a lot of different opportunities that are going to be coming in. But to also, it's okay to be decisive. It's okay to be decisive about what you're doing and where you put your time and energy. You know that you're worth a lot more than maybe situations in the past where you haven't felt valued by employers, you haven't felt like you were given the autonomy you deserve, you weren't put in leadership positions even though you would be a really great leader and you worked really hard for those positions. I think this is asking you to be open to opportunities, but to also be picky about where you put your time and resources, because you are really valuable as a worker, as your ideas are really valuable, your skills are really valuable, and to be picky about where you're putting those, but be emotionally open to a lot of different opportunities. All right, Leo, I'm going to pull one last card for you. I'm going to pull one from the I Am Everything Oracle deck. One last message for Leo here to finish off this reading. One last message here for Leo to finish off this reading. One last message here for Leo regarding this spread for November 2020. I am resilient. The number 23, if that means anything to you, Leo. If my mood wavers, it doesn't stay that way permanently. I allow myself to feel my feelings until I can refocus my thoughts on the positive. I do not judge myself for being human. I am resilient. Yeah, Leo, I think this is you, like, I remember last month's reading was about being open and ready to love again, because you are resilient. I think I titled it that. And I think this is you looking at how you were in the past and how things have turned out in the past, but being brave enough to love again and try new things and do things differently and put yourself out there again, and be emotionally vulnerable again, to provide resources for other people again, to put yourself back out there and try again. I think this is you really stepping into a place of feeling resilient, feeling like nothing can really keep you down for too long. There may have been, things in the past that didn't work out the way you wanted them to, because they crashed and burned, or you rushed, or you made poor decisions, or whatever, but you're resilient because you learned from those mistakes, and now you're doing things differently, and because you are deciding to do things differently, things are going to turn out differently, and you are resilient for that, because at the end of the day, you are always willing to try again. You are always willing to get up and try again, and that is the most beautiful thing, to be resilient enough to put yourself out there again, whether in love or work or whatever, because you want what you want your emotional fulfillment, and in order to do that, you have to be brave, you have to be vulnerable, and you have to know your worth. And you are worthy of a lot more. You're worthy of this new connection. You're worthy of this new opportunity. And so you're putting yourself in a position to be able and ready to receive it. And that's resiliency. All right, Leo, that is all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed these messages. I loved doing this for you. There were a lot of great messages here in this reading. If you resonated with any of them, if any of these stuck with you or spoke to you, please leave comments down below. I would love to hear about it. Again, in my description box, you can find my email. Please feel free to reach out to me if you'd like to schedule a personal reading. You can also find my Instagram. You can find those links to those Spotify playlists, and you can find my PayPal. Leo, I hope this opportunity that's coming in for you, it looks so beautiful. I hope that you take it. I hope that you make the most of it. I hope that you go into it knowing that you are worthy of it and you're ready for it. And I really hope that this turns out beautifully for you. I hope this is what you've been looking for. And I love you guys, Leo. Thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you in the next reading.